in fact, is not the mole. It was not you. It was not you. Do you want to comment on anything about, if it was you, if it wasn't you? Kind of, what do you think about that?
I mean, I just let people think what they want to think.
Mm-hmm. She sounds just like Woody. What you mean?
Judge Glenville. Oh, man. This guy. Judge Glenville is back at it again. Not only is he still trying to stay on this case, despite of all the motions to recuse that have been filed, he's rejected every single one of them. But now there was supposed to be a hearing today featuring Lil Woody's ex-lawyer, Caleb Bumpus. But instead, Judge Glenville said, nah, I don't want to meet this week. We're going to go ahead and move it to next week. Which is crazy, because once I read this amended order, y'all are going to see exactly what Judge Glenville is trying to do. And then you're actually going to get to hear from Caleb Bumpus in a second, explaining what she thinks was happening in the meeting, who she possibly thinks the mole is, because it's not her. And you're going to hear it from her as well. All right. So y'all check this out. Judge Glenville filed this, and it's in the Superior Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia. All right. It says amended order to show cause. The court having scheduled a show cause hearing for the 25th day of June 2024, which was today at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It has since determined that the hearing should be continued to a later date to provide the parties who have been ordered to appear an opportunity to review the transcript of the June 10th, 2024 ex parte conversation prepared by the court's official court reporter. So the court reporter had to prepare this saying, obviously, as we mentioned before, Judge Glenville wants some things redacted. He doesn't want everything to be included from this secret meeting. All right. The thing that is strange is Kayla is already here, and I know she was one of the main ones that was going to be involved in this hearing. So why it got moved, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out here in a second. He also says, accordingly, it is hereby ordered that all individuals that were present for the ex parte conversation that took place in the court's chambers on the morning of June 10th, 2024, to show cause before the Honorable Judge Glenville on July 3rd, 2024. So they're moving it to next week. And here's the location. Why one or more of them should be held in contempt for disclosing information from the ex parte conversation for members of the defense counsel. Again, this is so weird to me that Judge Glenville is going about it this way, because according to Kayla, and y'all heard it from the interview that she did with Talk That Law, she said that Judge Glenville never said that this meeting was supposed to be a secret, that she wasn't supposed to tell anyone. And with Woody being a sworn witness, this meeting shouldn't have taken place in the first place. So it's just really odd to see how Judge Glenville is going about this whole thing, because he's making it look like he's guilty, honestly, and that he did something wrong, and they have to, redact certain things about what happened inside of the meeting. But it gets better. Y'all listen to this part. It is further ordered that the court will conduct an in-camera review of the June 10th, 2024 transcript with the necessary parties on the first day of July 2024. So what does this mean? The in-camera review is basically saying we're not going to get to see and hear any of it, which is absolutely crazy, y'all. So Judge Glenville, not only is he not going to give them the full transcript, but he's going to keep all of this information from the public. Even though we found out about the meeting, we heard about the meeting. But when it comes to what happened and what was said in the meeting, Judge Glenville wants to do an in-camera review and keep it from everybody. And let me give you guys a little bit more of an explanation of what an in-camera review is. All right. An in-camera review in court refers to the process where a judge privately examines certain evidence, documents, or information to determine its relevance, admissibility, or potential impact on the case. The term in camera means in chambers. So basically they're all going to have this nice little meeting in his chambers. So another ex parte meeting. Oh my gosh. And the term in camera means in chambers in Latin, indicating that this review takes place in the judge's private office or chambers, not in open court. The procedure is used to protect sensitive or confidential information from public disclosure or to make the preliminary decisions without prejudicing, I know I said that right, or wrong, the jury or the public. Which is, again, strange to me, because if we already know about the meeting, we already know something happened. What are we to think about this? What are we to think once they come out of this in-camera review, and who knows what's going to happen? Is Brian still going to say, okay, I've seen enough, we can move forward? Is the judge going to threaten somebody again like he threatened little Woody that we already heard in the meeting? I don't know. This all just seems like Judge Glenville is continuing to show us that he can't be trusted, that he's biased, and he has something to hide. It's so odd. It's further ordered that the failure of any individuals who were present for the June 10th, 2024 ex parte conversation to appear for the show cause hearing will cause the court to direct the Fulton County Sheriff's Office to take them into custody and bring them to the bar of this court. All right, we've got another video I want to show from the lead attorney. Again, he's done an amazing and excellent job covering this YSL case. If y'all haven't checked him out, make sure you do that. I will link to his video in the description of this video, and also to AV to the 7th, who has been co-hosting with him and covering this as well. They were actually able to get Caleb Bumpus on their platform and ask some great questions about what happened, what she can tell them, what she can't tell them, and what are some of the things she thinks is going to happen once she actually goes to this hearing. Now, at the time this video or this interview was done, Kayla did not know that everything was going to be moved to the 3rd. So she's actually not an Atlanta attorney, or she's not based in Atlanta. She's based in Houston. So she already flew down the day before. She was getting ready for the hearing that was supposed to take place today. And now, of course, she found out that it's being moved to July 3rd. So listen to what she has to say, and shout out to the lead attorney for this great video.
Like court staff. So, I mean, you know, it was different people, but I can't really talk about that yet, but we will talk about it.
I hear you. Now, I will admit, Ms. Bumpus, that I, especially considering what the judge was thinking, and, I don't have any information. I'm just here watching like everybody else. I did think that it was you that was the mole. I did. And then I had infamous Sylvia come up a couple of days ago or last week, and I'm not sure if you met her. She is
I know Sylvia.
Yes, and she's been in the courtroom pretty much every single day, keeping tabs on this. And because she's been there for so long, she's developed relationships with people in the courtroom, defense attorneys, and even the family of Young Thug. She's pretty close to Young Thug's father. Yeah. And so she has a lot of inside knowledge. And she came up and she was like, no. Kayla, in fact, is not the mole. It was not you. It was not you. Do you want to comment?
Now, she's going to comment on this. Y'all have to let me know what you think. I don't believe anybody in this situation, honestly. If I'm just keeping it real, everyone here is clearly there to protect themselves, excuse me, and their interests. So I don't know. We'll see what Kayla has to say, though.
In fact, is not the mole. It was not you. It was not you. Do you want to comment on anything about, if it was you, if it wasn't you? Kind of, what do you think about that?
I mean, I just let people think what they want to think.
Mm-hmm. She sounds just like Woody. What you mean? What you mean? Now, she said actually that she passed you, or she saw you going to the secret meeting that morning when you should. Oh yeah, they
see. And Kayla's over there pleading the fifth. She said, "Hey, they can believe whatever they want to believe." Come on, Kayla. That's such a lawyery answer.
Not the mole. It was not you. It was not you. Do you want to comment on anything about, if it was you, if it wasn't you? Kind of, what do you think about that?
Oh, man.
I mean, I just let people think what they want to think.
Mm-hmm. She sounds just like Woody. What you mean? What you mean? Now, she said actually that she passed you, or she saw you going to the secret meeting that morning when you should. Oh yeah, listen. The streets have eyes and ears. Okay, you can't go anywhere. And according to her, she said that your countenance, your affect, you weren't really happy about it. She said that you looked a little frustrated, a little angry while you were going there. Did you know what you were going to when you were summoned to the judge's chambers, or at least how did that go? How did you find out that you needed to go to the judge's chambers?
Well, that's not very accurate. What I'm not saying she's wrong, but she doesn't really know what was going on.
Okay,
Because
okay.
when she saw me, I was going to the bathroom. So it was, and it was a whole thing. Like I had got locked in the jury bathroom, and I had to come out to open court, like because I couldn't
Kayla
get back.
was heated.
It was just so.
Out of context. That was out of context.
Okay. So sometimes we can misread the tea leaves, right? So and shout out to Miss.
So I think the interesting thing about this, and I'll let the lead attorney finish in a second, is throughout everything I've heard, Kayla hasn't said she didn't talk to anyone about it. What it seems that she's implying is she's saying, I wasn't the first one to talk about it, or I wasn't the first one who let people know that a meeting was happening, right? So there seems maybe there's something there. Fingers are being pointed all over the place. Some people are saying it's the court reporter and she was the one who leaked the information. I think I even heard something yesterday. I can't remember who it was from, but I heard something yesterday. They said that they think it might be the attorney who was on vacation, and maybe he got forwarded the email and accidentally forwarded the email to somebody else about the meeting. So I mean, we're really not going to know. And with Judge Glenville saying, hey, we're going to have a meeting in my chambers. We'll talk about everything that went on instead of showing that to the public. We might never know what happened.
Sylvia again, because she's just reporting on kind of what she sees, and what we see sometimes it can be accurate, or what we see sometimes we can miss some context. So what you're saying is, in fact, that you are the mole. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh,
I'm not speaking on it. My attorneys will have a fit.
Yeah.
Where are you? And again, the motion.
Yeah, that's true.
The motion that you filed here was a thing of beauty. To be honest, me and AV have read so many legal draftings that are they're terrible to read. Now, in this motion that we are looking at, it looks like you're asking for two things. It looks like you're asking for a motion to quash the hearing tomorrow, and you are asking for a motion to recuse the judge. Can you tell us just briefly, kind of what is a motion to quash, and why is this something that you want?
Yeah, and also before Kayla goes, we still haven't heard anything from the Supreme Court yet. So y'all know we went over in past videos where we talked about some of the filings that went straight to the Supreme Court because Judge Glenville he's just not moving. He's not allowing the defense to try and get him recused, which obviously makes sense. He doesn't want to get fired, but we still haven't heard back from the Supreme Court. So we still got to wait to hear on that. And we're also waiting to hear on Judge Glenville's official ruling in this case with Kayla.
What is quash?
I mean, I guess in layman terms, like I guess what my mom said when she saw it, she said, "Does squash mean squash?" And I'm like, "No."
I like that.
But, I mean, just without like my attorneys, they did a really good job. They've done a really good job. They've all been there, and I have attorney Gabe Banks, Julius Collins, Kristen Nove, Nicole Mormon, and Kyle, and they all are great attorneys, and they put a lot of work into this, and I appreciate them so much. But I guess the thing now is of course, we all know that the motion to recuse, which we've been hearing about for weeks now from several motions to recuse, was denied. And also Judge Glenville decided not to grant a certificate of immediate review, which was interesting.
Of course.
And then he did not let them at all address the motion to quash. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. So I'm not allowed to speak on that until that happens. I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow or what happens next as far as that goes.
Gotcha. So the motion to quash has not been ruled on. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, but the judge did rule on the motion to recuse?
Yes.
And I guess he denied. He said it ain't going nowhere, right?
Yep.
That's wild.
All right. So what time?
So then there's just another instance of Judge Glenville just completely trying to shut things down in this case. I'll be interested to see. Maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be another mole when this in-camera review takes place next week, or maybe there will be a ruling from the Supreme Court or from Judge Glenville between now and next week. It's really hard to tell in most cases. And honestly, with him moving everything, it seems like he's trying to buy himself some time. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. You think Kayla is the mole? She really hasn't said that she's not the mole. I don't know. I'm going to take her at her word for it. I honestly don't think it changes anything if she is the mole, but that leaves the question. If you don't think Kayla is the mole, who could it possibly be? and why would they have leaked this information?